Hello and welcome to another daily episode of Sleepers Media Podcast. I am your host today, Carter Elliott. I'm here with my good friend Dion Hill Ford. Also, Dion, did I just dox you?
With my last name?
Yeah.
I think G said it before too.
Okay. I'm not here to do that. I've accidentally done that to like 17 people in this space. So I'm really trying hard in 2025 not to dox folks. Made it to April without an allegation, but this is Wednesday, April 23rd episode. Dion, how we doing today, sir?
Doing good. Got a new Red Bull flavor.
Hold on now. What we got
Yeah.
there?
It's just zero. I don't know what the zero is. Didn't check because the calories, not to call Red Bull out, those my dogs. Shout out to Banta. Calories says 10. I probably can't see it. My camera's not that good. Calories says 10. 10 isn't zero. So I just want to be the one to get on the record with that. 10 is not zero.
Is it zero sugar?
It just says zero. So
It's
to
got
me, if you do, everything should be zero then.
that's kind of false advertising, but also shout out to Devanta. I recently had a Red Bull. I gotta see if it was in a purple can. It was one of them zero ones. That shit was delicious.
It was crazy. It
And
was
I'm
crazy.
not even a Red Bull guy necessarily, but like I was just having one of them days where I needed that quick pick me up. Grabbed it, little tiny container. I was like, wait, this is kind of special.
No, Red Bull's easily the best energy drink, and it doesn't make you like crash immediately either.
Are you anti like any certain energy drinks?
C4. It makes you do I don't do the tingly thing in my body. Like I don't understand why people like that. Like the people that go to the gym, they pop the pre-workout. Oh, I'm tingling. Let me go with weights. How about I don't? Like how about I
How about flip side of that? Let's just not tingle.
yeah, like why would we do that to ourselves?
I'm not gonna lie, being above like the age of like 27 and being like, damn, I really feel like tingling is kind of crazy when you say it out loud.
You're just on pins and needles because you want to like go work out. It's crazy. It makes no sense.
Makes no sense whatsoever. But just shout out to the energy drink community. I used to be I don't even know if they still make, do they still make Bang energy drinks?
I think so. So Kai Cenat, I'm pretty sure, is sponsored by Bang because when Drewski pulled up, he pulled up with every other energy drink besides Bang.
Dog, them bangs are dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Not proud to say this, but stupidly one day I shotgunned a bang. Never ever felt wilder in my life. And not even to do anything either. I was just like, it's Saturday, I need a little jolt of energy. Shotgun to bang. It was not good.
At my last job, I had three employees, favorite employees I've ever had. I'm not sure they'll ever be beaten. Like we used to just like gamble on underdog together. Shout out underdog, by the way. True story. But we used to just gamble on underdog together while working. But I had three of them that would like shotgun energy drinks on their like 10-minute break and then just come back fired up. And I was just like, do y'all thing? I don't think that's healthy though.
Yeah, it's well, it's not. That's the thing. It's not. We don't have to think about it. It's definitely not. We don't endorse that. But shout out to Red Bull. Shout out to Zero Red Bull. So where does that rank? Is that like your new thing? Are you gonna get that moving forward?
No, I'm out because okay, so it is just zero sugar, by the way. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm out because of the false advertising. I'm just gonna go back to the sugar free.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
I feel that. Honestly, I feel like they're doing a little bit too much. They're getting a little bit too cute for my liking. Speaking of getting too cute for our likings, you got a YouTube comment today? That's not even a transition.
I do. It's from I think we did Monday's episode together, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's from Monday's episode. Big Spaces 9587. This is the first time Carter has had the education advantage over his co-host, so he's going crazy. First off, I want to shout you out for going crazy. Second off, I want to let everybody know I have my master's. We're
Hey,
not going to do this. I have
hey,
my master's. We can go paper for paper, degree for degree. Unless you have your doctor, we can go band for band if y'all want.
I am not going diploma for diploma with Dion. I know my place. That is not my place. I will not be doing that. That is not something that I will be participating in. Uh, listen, I don't have the education advantage over anybody. All right, you know what I'm saying. I am. Also, please respect me. All right, I'll be in college. Shout out to my Brits. All right, Harvard of the Midwest. All right, not an easy school. Double major, might I add. Please respect me, man. You know what I'm saying? I was I wasn't summa cum laude. I had to relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I was magna. All right, respect me, please.
Okay.
St-
You got the
st-
thing around your neck, or whatever.
I was corded up, even though I lost one of my cords the night before because it got a little bit wild before graduation. But cords were handed out to the boy. I was corded. Please respect me always. Uh, Speaking of corded, shout out to the Discord. Discord, one of the best ways to support Sleepers Media. Please join the Discord for $9.99 a month. Description is in the is I'm sorry, the link is in the description of our Twitter page. 9.99 a month on your desktop. Make sure you do it on the desktop though, because otherwise they try to hit you with a bunch of fees. But it's a great way to support us, great community. And a perk of that is that you get your comments read every day on the episode. So join the Discord to get your comments read, your questions answered, whatever you might need. We are going to start today with Booby. While many might not and probably shouldn't care, personally, I will be monitoring TCU next year. While they probably won't be a preseason tournament team, I'm very interested in their returning class of four freshmen from last year. I think that quad plus added transfers could be interesting in a new world of college basketball with little retention. Think this is a young Jamie Dixon team that could show to be a year away from being a pretty good team. Look, they added Brock Harding, so like I need to. I'm not going to monitor it too much, but I do think there is something about retention in college basketball and keeping it. I did like their freshman class for what it's worth, so um, yeah, I guess I'll monitor that with you, Booby. I'm not going to leave you out alone with that. And I think I might be a Jamie Dixon guy. I don't know. Am I a Jamie Dixon guy?
I'm looking at their freshman class. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably on the side that doesn't care.
Do they have David Punch? Is he on that team?
He's not a recruit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm out then.
Also, I mean, their previous recruiting class was like all three stars. So like, I appreciate them having retention. I hate to be that guy though to any TCU fans. I don't know how many we have watching this. If you're retaining players, they probably stink.
That's a fair point. Dougie Tutter. Let's play a hypothetical out. MSU adds Darius Adams and a backup guard. What would the offseason grade be pre and post those additions? For argument's sake, let's say the backup guard is around between a Fort Glenn level add, serviceable but lacking wow factor or clear upside.
So they add Darius Adams, and the intention is he starts, I'm assuming.
I think we add Darius Adams and a backup guard with Glenn and Fort.
Ford is already a backup guard, right? Like
Yes.
just okay.
A backup. He'd be a backup two guard in this case, I think.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. The guy that averaged like 0.7 is a backup guard, right?
Hey, all right, please respect my guy. He did not average 0.7. That's insane behavior by you. I would give it like a B plus, A minus. I'm not the biggest Darius Adams guy, respectfully.
I like Darius Adams if he was a 3 or 4 year college guy. This is a guy that wants to and most likely will be a one and done. He's not ready to play college basketball though.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. The multi-year guy. Isaiah from NYC. Hey Carter, I don't think you or any MSU fans understand after last season, Izzo don't have to prove shit to anyone after everyone didn't believe he could make the Elite Eight last year with his portal ads and an unproving roster. He shut all y'all mouths up, making y'all believers. So if you don't like how he operated in this portal season, cry about it. Basically, cry about it is basically what he's saying. How do I want to address this? Um, if your team did not make the second weekend, don't talk to me. Like imagine like doing all that hard work to be a two seed and then losing to a double digit seed that is your rival technically. Like you know what I'm saying? Patino and Calipari had beef. So congrats on the regular season banners, weenies. Anywho, all hail the Pope. Well, Kentucky is done with the roster. Is Kentucky going to win number nine? Also, I heard we spent $20 million for this roster, and it'll be the highest paid roster. So I did see Goodman say that like Kentucky's going to have the highest paid roster in college basketball. What do you think about that?
Yeah, G and I did a short on the channel. I guess it'll be yesterday when this comes out about it. I think it's the highest paid roster because BYU's roster is still like developing.
Hmm.
I think when you look at how much BYU spent on Rob Wright and AJ DeBanza, you think about how much it's going to cost them to bring back Richie Saunders, and then you think about the guys that they're still in on. I think it's you can make an assumption that they'll be right around that same level as Kentucky. Um, Kentucky spent a lot of money on this roster. I think it's a phenomenal roster. Don't get me wrong, one of the best in the sport. I don't think it's worth the money they spent though. And I think this is kind of like the game you play when you're paying players is it becomes more so like if everything if this was 2015, no one got paid money. We're talking about Kentucky like, hey, this is one of the 3 to 5 best rosters in the sport. With the financial aspect, I'm like, why did you spend so much and you're only like a top 5 team in the country?
Yeah, I think he spent that much money. Expectations should be like Final Four national championship.
Mhm.
Um, I think we're gonna do a segment later in this episode. I don't think I'm gonna have Kentucky in my Final Four for what it's worth, but we'll talk about it when we get there. A little sneak preview. Mutant Matt had a debate about the Seattle Kraken mascot and uniforms with my dad last week, and our discussion got me thinking about mascots across the Big Ten. Here we find badass vintages like the Wolverines and Scarlet Knights, timeless classics like the Ducks and the Hawkeyes, and all-time clunkers like Golden Gophers, and Nittany Lions. Nothing golden about that program, and Nittany sounds like that South Park character with the braces. What are some of y'all favorite and least favorite mascots? For the record, I'm pro Kraken and my dad hates it.
What in the world is a Seattle Kraken?
I think it's the new hockey team.
Oh, okay. Good
Their
for
gear is
them.
actually fire, I will say that.
I remember when it first started, I wanted the hoodie.
Yeah, I think I
Can
still do want a Kraken jersey. I just don't know whose jersey I would get. Um,
you name anybody on the Seattle Kraken?
no,
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no shot.
no, I cannot. Let's see. I mean, I feel like this mascot conversation question actually comes up a good amount. I always say I like the Syracuse orange. I always just go back to like when I played college football and I used to play like the mascots versus mascots. I like the Stanford trees. I like the Syracuse. I like Sparty, of course. Oregon Ducks, always a good one. Underrated is actually the TCU Horned Frog. Horned
Okay.
Frog is a great mascot.
I like the Oregon Duck. Any mascot that is like a thunderbolt, I'm always in on. Like the Warriors had Thunder, the mascot,
Yeah.
before the Oklahoma City Thunder started, then they took him. So anything with a thunderbolt, I'm in on. Um, I'm less mascot guy when it comes to like sports teams. I love a good organist.
An Oregon, an organist is
Love a good
crazy.
organist.
That's a crazy pull. Can I give you my most overrated mascot?
Which one's that?
The actual Gator. The Florida Gator is overrated in my opinion. And I'm a
The
Florida guy.
I feel like it's overrated because the swamp isn't popping right now. If the swamp gets going crazy, that gator's special.
I kind of need the Gator, like I don't know, like the Gator to be more built or something like that,
That's
like a buff Gator.
that's
Also underrated is what's the dog's name? BYU. Like I think it's Cosmo the Cougar.
yo.
Cosmo goes crazy.
Well, no, so BYU to me should have like a live cougar.
Yeah, they should. Like who
It should be
doesn't
live cougar.
LSU have a Tiger that's on campus?
Yeah, and see, so I hate when they do that because if we're gonna keep the tiger in the cage, it takes it away. Let's take the tiger out the cage and see what happens a little bit.
I mean, I don't know about letting Wild and Wild Cage and let's see what happens, but okay, that's fine. War Chant. Unpopular opinion, perhaps, but the best professional sports playoffs are the NHL playoffs. I know a lot of y'all aren't hockey guys, so it won't be for you. I think in general, NHL is getting more and more popular in recent years than ever. Over 96% attendance to capacity for the entire league for the season. Also see less no-shows for those who have tickets. That's subjective, I know. I will say this. It's not the most, I don't think it's the best professional sports playoffs. I don't think anything beats the NBA playoffs, in my opinion. But I will say this. NHL playoffs are one of the few like sporting where I don't watch any regular season whatsoever. I will not watch a regular season hockey game ever. I watch the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree. I think NBA playoffs are the best. I mean, I guess the best postseason, if we're including, is obviously March Madness. But if we're choosing just professional sports, I think the NBA playoffs are the best. It's just so detail oriented. I mean, Pistons are in a series right now. They're gonna have to switch the way they play games 1 and 2, but they dominated games 1 and 2, and they still have their curveball. That was just their fastball. That's the best part of the NBA playoffs to me is how detail oriented it is. I think NHL, MLB have an argument for being the highest elevator though, because you go from a regular season no one cares about to a playoffs that everybody does care about. At least with the NBA, people like it across the year. So I would say they have the highest elevator. Most overrated postseason, and it isn't close, is the NFL. We do 7 months just for like, hey man, if you lose in the first 60 minutes, you're out of here. No, I'm
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I do kind of feel that. But yeah, I'm an NHL playoffs guy for sure. Like, and it's NHL and MLB baseball are like the two I really tune. Like, I'm not an avid watcher, but I watch some regular season like Tigers games for sure. But I don't watch a lick of NHL. But I'm locked in for the playoffs. It is what it is. I enjoy it. I also like betting on NHL. It's just, even though I know nothing about it, just pure vibes. Picks always are fun. Middle name of team. If you could go back in time and revert the portal back to what it was and get rid of NIL, would you? Do you think they would have a positive impact on the sport or a negative one? Ignore the player's interest for this one. I'm asking purely from a fan standpoint. I wouldn't. I like the portal and NIL.
I love the portal and NIL. The only thing I would do differently, G brought this up, is like, let's make it contracts where you have to agree to play like 2 or 3 years. That
Yeah,
would be the only thing.
but I'm not changing anything about the how it operates at all. That's not a thing.
No, I've said it before. They should make more money and have more freedom. I think they should be able to leave middle of the year. And I want trades too. So like I feel like
Trades
Kansas should be able to call Duke and be like, hey, do you want Rylan Griffin?
trades would very much slap. That does it for the Discord comments today. Shout out to everyone in the Discord. We are brought to you by the good folks over at Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy, we have a great offer for you today. By using that, use promo code SLEEPERS. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000 plus a free pick. Underdog Fantasy. I'm gonna go hand up on this one. I did not tap into this until they approached us, but now that they approached us, I'm so glad they did. Like all the promos you can get. Yesterday, I had a little first quarter 20% profit boost. Bang that right away with James Harden. Shout out to Uno. Shout out to my dog. They have all types of things on here. You can have they have player drafts. They have like lineup things, higher or lower. They got a little bit of everything for everybody. I really enjoy it. And like I said, using promo code SLEEPERS, you can get a deposit bonus and up to $1,000 in that deposit bonus in free bets plus a free pick. And on top of that, you're helping the good folks over at Sleepers out. You signed up, underdogs happy, we're happy, everyone's happy. Dion, I know you're a big underdog guy. You already brought it up.
Yeah, I love Underdog. I've been using Underdog for years. Just like it in my opinion, if you have like that Underdog prize picks, like flip group of like websites you can sports bet on, is easily the best of those bunch. It's the quickest payouts too of that grouping, which is huge. I've tried pretty much any app you can try. Underdog is one of the best apps out there. It's as simple as that, and it's very user friendly. The boosts they give you, the free plays they give you, it's constant. They're actively trying to make it to where you win money. When I lose, I know it's just my fault, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do appreciate being able to take the onus on there. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Like I said, take advantage of that today. Shout out to YouTube Compliancy as well. We are always compliant. Let's go ahead and get to the episode. Let's waste no more time here. Topic number one today. Some folks say it might be too early, but let me tell y'all something right now. Over here on Sleepers Media YouTube channel, we will do Final Four predictions every single day at any given time, no matter what. The season never stops. Sleepers never stops. Transfer portal's in full swing. We haven't even finalized rosters yet. So don't yell at us about rosters not being finalized. We don't care. I am asking you today, Dion, who is your Final Four predictions for next season? And then we'll work through that and who ends up being who's your Wednesday, April 23rd Final Four and your champion. I'll throw it to you first.
I mean, I think there's two easy ones: Purdue and Duke. If they're not in your Final Four, that's crazy. So I got Purdue, Duke. I think that's very easy. I think Houston's equally as easy as those two. I don't know what it is. I just can't wrap my head around Houston. It's been an issue for me for like the last few years. To me, I don't know what it is. They just feel like a mid-major for some reason. But Houston's in that grouping as well. The fourth one, I'm gonna go with St. John's. New York point
Ooh.
guard, Ian Jackson.
Oh,
That's
point.
my guy.
The point guard is crazy. Okay.
He's playing point this year.
Okay, so who what are the matchups there? Who wins?
Um, it would probably be Purdue St. John's and Duke Houston. I would assume Purdue's my one seed, by the
Okay, no, okay, of course. Good
way.
point there. All right, so I'm guessing you have Purdue advancing out of that?
No, 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 no.
No?
Only man a New York point god fears is the man in the mirror.
Oh my, not the man in the mirror
If
bar.
you think if you think Ian Jackson's pulling up to Indiana and fearful of whatever's gonna happen in that arena and fearful of Braden Smith, TKR, Oscar Clupp, and all them boys, absolutely not. Absolutely not. 37 piece in front of the home crowd, and St. John's advances. I think it's Duke St. John's, Duke wins the Natty.
You being a St. John's guy is something I'm gonna have to come to grips with, but I don't blame it. It's a good pick there. Let's see here. I'm gonna have Houston, Purdue, BYU. Ah, you know what? Yeah, my dog Golden's getting back-to-back Final Fours.
He's not.
Yeah, Florida.
They don't
Gator
have a
boy,
roster.
Gator boy, stay hot.
They don't have a roster.
It's coming. Gator boy, stay hot.
So
Um,
you
uh,
led this by saying we're doing it based on the rosters now, and immediately it's like, yeah, someone's on the way.
yeah, Gator boy. Okay, you're right. It is Rogers now. Texas Tech is my other team. So I got three three Big 12 teams in my Final Four. Who'd have thought it? All right, so we have BYU, Texas Tech, Houston, and Purdue. I'm gonna have Purdue and Houston facing off in a rematch in the Final Four. I am going to have Houston winning that basketball game. I'm gonna have Houston taking on. Ooh, I'm gonna have Houston taking on BYU, and I have Houston winning the title.
You think the Bance is going to care enough at that point?
I yeah, so I got them making it whether Debance is on the team or not. Yeah,
That's that's huge
yeah.
because
So whether it doesn't matter.
I'm convinced he's in combine mode by then. That's why I didn't include them. Like in my head, it's like we're gonna have a great 3 or 4 month stretch. We're probably undefeated, and then AJ's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go play in Perth for a month or two, I
But
think."
that's great. Go play in Perth for a month or two is crazy. All right, that's a fun exercise. I do want to do a little bonus here. Who's like your dark horse Final Four team right now?
Um,
Like maybe a team that's you can take dark horse however you feel about it.
would they? I mean, I guess they would count like Kansas.
Kansas will count. Kansas they're like preseason. I think like 1920 in a lot of the circles you look in.
Yeah, I think Kansas, and I don't think UConn counts as this, but no one's talking about UConn. I'll throw UConn in there too.
Yeah, no one's talking about UConn. I definitely think they should be kind of part of that conversation. I will say this. Now, this is hinged on the fact that they get a player. But I am going to find a way to pick Creighton if they get Blake Harper.
So Blake Harper and Owen Freeman.
Blake Harper, Owen Freeman, Josh Dix, Jackson McAndrew. I'm kind of in. I'm kind of a Blue Jay, but all right, that was a fun exercise. We'll probably do it again on the next episode because we can. Topic number two, we are doing a way too early tier maker for college basketball teams. We are going to use the good old tiermaker.com on this one. It's my actually first time knowing that you could do this. I was under the impression that people just like made this on like some like kind of Photoshop edit thing. I had no clue that there was a tier maker website. I'm about to start doing this daily, just tearing up everything. I'm about to start tearing my mornings up just to let y'all know how I live on a daily basis. But uh I'm gonna make the rules this. Obviously, we have the S, A, B, C, D, F tier. Um, let's see, you have six categories. Let's do three teams. Let's do three teams per tier here. So obviously S tier being the best of the best. Work your way down. We'll kind of work our way through and we'll make ourselves a tier of the best teams in college basketball for next season. Sound good?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. So starting at the top. You can only have three here.
I mean,
Mm,
who do you want to choose one? I choose one, and then we agree on the third.
let's do. I like the way you operate. That's big. That's big. I needed that. Thank you. That's how you do it. All right. So my one is Houston.
Okay, I'm gonna take Duke.
Okay. Can we agree on Purdue as a third?
That's why I didn't take Purdue.
Okay.
I
All
feel like
right. So yeah, all right. So we'll have that. We'll have S tier. We will have actually let me write this down so to send this to our graphics department. We don't have one.
we don't have a tier made of this where you could just plug it in for him.
Honestly, I should be able to, but how come I can't? For some reason, I can't just. Oh, it's a preset template where I can only pick blue bloods.
I found one here. I'll plug it in for the kid. I got you, JK.
See, this is Dion just being great, not complaining, just getting it done. JK, uh, I just
What did you say the tiers were? S tier, A
S
tier.
S A B C D F. So in S tier we have you said Duke, correct?
Yes, we have
Duke.
Duke, Houston, Purdue.
Yep, Duke, Houston, Purdue. Okay, moving down. A tier, three teams. Who's your one team you want there?
I'm gonna be honest, by the way, the one I chose might not have all the teams, so
Oh,
that's good. If we get to that point, I'll say something.
special.
Um, I want St. John's in this tier.
That's your non-negotiable.
Well, I knew you weren't gonna have them. I knew we wouldn't be able to agree on it, so I had to.
That's selfish. Uh, I want I want Texas Tech in this tier.
Okay, I like that.
I think the one we can agree on being in this tier should be either Louisville or UConn.
Um, Louisville, but the problem is they don't have the Louisville in the tier thing. So well, I'll just make a note of it for
All
JK.
right, to make a note of it. All right, we'll go Louisville in that tier. All right, moving down, we are now to the B tier.
I mean, we start with UConn, right? Since that was the other team we were considering.
Yeah, we'll start with UConn. Um, my other one here would be Kentucky
Okay, I like
and
that.
then BYU.
Um, I was gonna make a pitch for Tennessee
Ooh, over who?
over BYU.
Or okay, talk to me on that though.
I really like Nate Amen.
You're an
I
Amen guy?
Yeah, so I think the issue everyone has with Amen is they view him as a center. I'm pretty sure Amen views himself as like a two guard or a three guard, and he's 6'10".
Hmm, that's a fair point. But also like, so I'd be willing to put Tennessee here, but they missed out on Rodney Rice, which I
Yeah.
think hurts them. I think I'd like Kentucky's roster a little bit more right now.
Okay, we'll go UConn, Kentucky, BYU, and then can we throw Tennessee in the C tier?
Yeah, so Tennessee would be in the C tier.
Okay.
So we go Tennessee there. Ooh. Now, where are we considering? Actually, no, I'm sorry. I like Auburn in this tier.
Uh, it, can we hash out the Elijah Freeman thing? Because we're both Elijah Freeman guys.
Yeah,
He's not going to be ready right away.
that's fine.
And either they're still in this tier.
We got Overton.
We can agree on Auburn. I like that.
And then I don't know if we want to put Michigan in this tier, assuming they get, I mean, they'd probably be higher, assuming they get Yaxel, but
Yeah.
without, I think they still belong here probably.
I was gonna say Michigan or Arizona.
Let's go Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah. So we can start the next one with Arizona.
Okay.
And I think I'll go Arizona and Wisconsin.
Yeah, I like Wisconsin. Um, This is where I was gonna make the pitch for Michigan State. Too
Mm,
soon?
maybe the next one.
The next one's F.
That's fine, but still good. It's only three teams each tier. That's still a top 25 team.
That's fair. Is that 369? That's yes, top 18. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so I think we're good in that tier, right?
No, we need one more.
Ah, Iowa State. I don't really want Iowa. What about, are we UCLA people?
Uh, More than Bama, and I think I'd rather have Bama in this one.
Oh, yeah, let's go Bama. Yeah, go Bama.
What about did you want Florida?
I was gonna put them in the next one.
Yeah, Florida in the next one with Michigan State, and
Yeah,
then
Florida, Michigan State, and then I think I would go
I'm gonna
eat.
ask for a crazy one, and you can say no to it.
Okay.
Oregon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'll say
Okay.
no. Straight up, I am going to say no. Um, what about North Carolina?
I mean, we're not. No, like there's no shot I'm agreeing to North Carolina after Oregon got told no. Shellstad's the best player on the court.
Kansas?
Yeah, I can get behind Kansas.
So maybe we do Kansas.
I can get behind.
Let's do Kansas. Okay. Does that wrap it up?
Yeah, that wraps it up. So S tier, we got Duke, Houston, and Purdue.
Uh-huh.
A tier, St. John's, Texas Tech, Louisville.
Okay.
B tier, UConn, Kentucky, BYU.
Okay.
C tier, Tennessee, Auburn, Michigan. D, we got Arizona, Wisconsin, Alabama. And then F, Michigan State, Florida. Who was the last team we just said?
Michigan State, Florida, and then Kansas.
Kansas, that's right.
Okay.
We 100% forgot a team. I can't think of who it is, but I know there's like some obvious choice that we just don't have.
Yeah, you want to know the great part about that is
We don't care.
we don't care. Stop recording. Topic number three, with the announcement that Cooper Flagg is officially in the draft and he's not going to play these games, about how he was going to go back to playing Durham after when he's the clear-cut number one draft pick. I want to go through, let's just go through the lottery and we'll go back and forth and we'll pick for each team. So we're going to go 1 through 14. Do you want to pick first or do you want to pick second?
Uh, Either way works for me. I mean, first is going to be Cooper Flagg. So if you want the harder choice, you could take second pick.
Okay, I'll take the second pick. We'll go 1 through 14 here. We'll go back and forth and we'll just go through our little mock draft here. Pick who you want, you know what I'm saying? Which what you think fits. Obviously, team fits and things like that are part of this. You are the GM of each team and you get the pick. So, uh obviously you're the Utah Jazz at one, you're gonna take Cooper Flag. I did the rendition over here, so I had the teams for you. Two is the Washington Wizards. I am going to take I'm not gonna overthink. I'm gonna take Dylan Harper.
To the Wizards?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I
I,
guess they're kind of like in
I was considering Ace Bailey with this pick.
I was gonna say they're kind of in like a best player available, right?
Yeah.
I probably I think it's the Wizards. I think they take Ace.
Did they take oh, because it is the Wizards?
It's the Wizards. Like I think the Wizards are probably sitting there like, yo, we got Dylan Harper at home. We have Jordan Poole.
So three is the Charlotte Hornets. The pick is yours.
That one I'm gonna take Ace.
Okay, so Ace Bailey three. So we have Cooper Flag one, Dylan Harper two, Hornets three, Ace Bailey three to the Hornets. Those are the top three picks. Now we are to four, the New Orleans Pelicans. Ooh, see the thing is, they might reach here. They need a point, unless I'm mistaken. They don't have a point guard, right?
They got like they have CJ McCollum and DeJounte Murray. So it depends
Oh,
on
they
how
do
you.
got DeJounte Murray. I forgot about him. He got hurt, so he'll be back next season. I think they need to move on from CJ McCollum or maybe have him take a step back. So I'm gonna take VJ Edgecombe with this pick at four.
Okay. I like that.
So
Um,
fifth is the 76ers.
yeah, this is getting traded with Paul George for like Zion, but um, if they keep it, what I think they should do is get somebody that can play next to Maxi for like a long, long, long time. And I think you swing for the fences a little bit. I think this is Jeremiah Fears' landing spot. I think a
Jeremiah
Fears Maxi backcourt would be special.
Fears at fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be the first. I think that'd be the first shakeup of the draft right there. That'd be interesting. So six would be Brooklyn Nets. They are in just get anybody. They need somebody. Um, see, I would have loved Jeremiah Fears for the Nets, to be honest with you. Hmm. Who did the Nets even draft last year?
Uh,
Or maybe they
I
didn't even have a draft pick.
have no idea. I know they're gonna get Kuminga. So like who would be a good running mate for Kuminga and Cam Thomas? What a special team that's gonna be.
Okay, so I think they're building something. They take a prospect that they want to maybe, build with. So the two ones I was considering at the spot were Man Man and Casparis.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna pick Man Man for them though.
I like that. Kasparis would leave if he had to play with the Nets roster. He would just go home.
That does make a lot of sense. Number seven, yeah, the Raptors.
This would be Kasparis if he makes it this far.
I think
Um,
Casparis as well.
I think once you get out of the top five, to be honest with you, hand up, Kasparis should have went fifth. That was crazy. Because Kasparis makes way more sense for the Sixers than the Fears does. That's on me. But I think once you get out of that top five, you're talking about 6'6", 6'7" point guard. Any team needs him at this point. So I think this is Kasparis.
That's a fair pick. Okay. Eight is the Spurs. Hmm. Where do I want to go? I think I would go. I can't let him fall any. I'm going Trey Johnson with the eighth pick. I don't know how I feel about the fit necessarily. Um, I kind of wanted to get another center next to Wemby. Honestly, would you pair Man Man and Wemby together?
Nah, I would pair Derek Queen and Wemby though.
I was thinking about that. I just didn't know if it'd be a reach a little bit at the eighth spot or not.
I
I'm gonna go Trey Johnson though.
I think yeah, where is Derek Queen projected to go? Is it now top 10?
Let's see here. At the one I'm looking at, it's 12th, so
I mean, that's a little bit of a reach.
that's not crazy.
Um,
But I love that Queen Wemby pairing though for sure.
I don't think Queen's like a good rim protector defender, and I
Mhm.
think his biggest like weakness in the NBA is going to be if he's like forced to play center because of his size. With Wemby, he wouldn't be, and Wemby can stretch the floor, so you don't lose anything on the other end.
Right. Okay. So nine, you have the Rockets.
I think this is Derek Queen if he's still there. Sengun, in my opinion, has like incredible defensive flaws that are going to prevent him from playing some playoff games for as great of a player as he is. And I think Derek Queen's going to be the type of guy you could play next to him to kind of try and offset that just a little bit. I also think like the Jabari Smith Jr. stuff, that was fun for a little bit, but like now we need to get serious.
Yeah, I would actually love Trey Johnson. They need a guy who can like get his own, and they really don't. So I think that would help them out. But that's a good pick. 10, I'm gonna take Khan for the Trailblazers.
I like that. Khan would be good on Houston too. I think Khan's the most NBA ready guy outside the top two.
Yeah, that would help. So 11, you have the Mavericks.
Who knows what they're gonna do? I'm gonna say Jace. This is a team that's contending. They need a guy who can play right away because Kyrie's out at least at the newest rumor is January. That even feels very quick for a guy who tore his ACL in March. But I think you're going to need a guy that can come in and play for Kyrie while Kyrie's out, while also being able to fill in a role once Kyrie comes back. I think Jace showed at Michigan State he can do both those things.
Yeah, I like that pick. 12, you have the Bulls. This is a please send Vucevic to the realms of unknown. Pick Derek Queen.
I took him to the Rockets.
You did?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go Murray Boyles, South Carolina with this pick then.
I like that. I like
So you got the Hawks at 13.
that. I'm gonna reach here. I think the Hawks end up taking a guy who is gonna come over from international, and I think they're gonna take Nolan Traore. I don't think they're gonna choose someone that plays right away. I think they take him. They probably try to trade Trey Young this year. They may trade him, they may not, but he's gonna be their Trey Young replacement one day.
Okay, I like that. And then lastly, the Spurs rounding out here. I need to take Jaeger.
I should have taken Yegor to the Hawks with all that logic I just had of like Trey Young's replacement, and then I just pass up the better point guard. That's twice I did that.
That's all right. That's why we do this. That was fun. I think we should be NBA GM. That's what I got out of that. That's all. One big thing presented by this one big host, Dion.
Yeah, one big thing. I'm out on this. The shit. We
You were just
started the
in
show
on it to
talking about.
start.
Yeah, I want to bring it up again. I have way too much energy right now. Gonna be honest, way too much
What's
energy.
wrong with having too much energy?
I just feel extremely jittery in this chair. It did the tingly thing that we
Oh,
talked about not liking, so I'm out.
yeah, we don't need that whatsoever. My one big thing is I'm making a statement. I'm out on zoos. I'm out on zoos for a couple of reasons. One, obviously newborn son. We live right near the Detroit Zoo, literally can walk to the Detroit Zoo. So we're like, let's get a membership. It's something cool to do. We can walk around the zoo with him. We can do stuff with him. He can see the animals. It'll be great. I thought the animals half-assed it. I thought they half-assed it for most of the zoo trip. They weren't out. And then I got to a point where I was like, I could realize why they are half-assing it. Living in the zoo would suck.
Yeah,
They need to be free.
yeah,
So if something happens at the zoo where the animals get let free, for my people who watch White Lotus out there, my dog Rick freed a bunch of snakes from an exhibit in Thailand. I'm gonna break into the Detroit Zoo and I'm gonna free all the animals. All right, free my guys out them trenches for real. I'm out on the zoo. They need to update things. There's only one place to get beer and cocktails, even though it's a big ass zoo. There's only food in one place. I just feel like the whole zoo operation for the Detroit Zoo is half-assed, and I don't like it.
yeah. I'm anti-Zeus too. I'm anti keeping animals in cage. Just like I said with the LSU tiger, like I'm good off that stuff. Like they shouldn't be in positions. They're supposed to be in the wild for a reason. Let them go to their natural habitat. But I do want to say a zoo membership this isn't a gym. Like that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about. I have nothing to say. That's all I gotta say about. I'm out on zoos, but I also am a Detroit Zoo member. So there's that. We will be back tomorrow with more content.